Looks like I'm living rent-free in your heads again, huh? I mean, if you're gonna spend your days obsessing over me, you might as well start calling me something respectable. Maybe Daddy Shizzy, or better yet, Papa Nut. Who's the grown-up here? Oh right, it's me. Let's go. Call me Daddy, yeah, that's who I am. Running your mind's like a master plan. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, take your pick. I'm owning in your thoughts while you still act sick. Call me Daddy, it's what you mean. Why you chase the crust and I take the lead? Living rent-free, that's my name. Go ahead, say it, put some respect on your name. Man, I'm too old, well here's a surprise. I'm the one with the brains while you're stuck with the lies. You act like you're experts, but here's the reality. I'm the one controlling your mental reality. So while you're out there trying to throw shade, I'm sipping coffee and you're feeling betrayed. You're mad, I got the spotlight, now it's my time. So why not call me Daddy or Papa with a rhyme? I'm the landlord and you're just the tenants, stuck in your headspace with no end to sight, no repentance. Call me Daddy, you know it's true. You'd be lost without me, stuck in the glue. Call me Daddy, I'm owning your mind while you're scrambling, trying to find what's behind. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, don't you see? You're living in my world now, I'm the VIP. Call me Daddy, just let it be. While you're trying to figure out your own identity. Oh, I see you're confused, trying to get it right, spinning your wheels while I'm out of sight. You think you got it figured, but you got it all wrong. I've been running your minds all along, but sure, keep pretending you don't care. Keep saying you're done, but I'm still in the air. You got no choice but to bow to my name. Daddy Shizzy is here to own the game. You say you don't watch, but you're obsessed. Every word I say puts you to the test. Call me Daddy, Papa Nut, you know you should, because I've been living rent-free, and you know it feels good. Shizzy Daddy, owning your headspace, and there's no escape. Good luck with that.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. How's everybody doing this evening? Good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. Holy cow, look at all you wonderful, fine people just a rolling on in. Happy to see you. Hey, Elfie Sea Girl, good to see you. Colleen, man, oh man, Harley, I love it. Jay Liebgott. How you going, Libby? How you doing? Shizzy Manizzi. Yes, sir. That is me. Oh, man. Good to see ya. And Julian Height. Hello, Shizzy. Well, good to see you.
Dog will hunt.
Oh, my. So wonderful. Yes, I am doing really well. It's wonderful to see you also. And man, I'm just preparing for the weekend. It is going to be a crazy fun, I will tell you. And this week is going to be even crazier because next week I will be in Tennessee, hanging out with some really cool people, and that is going to be a good time. So it is good to see you, man. Oh man, good to see you, Max. How you doing? And Monica, what an awesome job I have done. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Just
squeeze my heart,
and I'll be happy. Good to see you. Thank you so much. No, it has been. I appreciate it. I thank you so much. And I will be going over this latest bleeding. I've seen it, but I wanted to sort of like absorb some stuff. Hey, Shizzy, come to find out there is no new lawyer. New lawyer? For what? No new lawyer. No new lawyer. What does that mean? What does that mean? No new lawyer. You have to be more specific of what you mean by that. No new lawyer? Oh, you're talking about Bubbles? Bubbles, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. There you go. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Max. I love it. Come to find out there's no new lawyer. That'll be interesting. Miss PJ with a gifted membership. You know you just wanted to hear the song. All you had to do was ask.
Welcome to the shit show.
Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. 'Cause everybody's such a see, they're dumber than a bag of twats.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant,
Miami Spice. Good to see old Fed One. Oh, and all over again. Oh, you talking about Lynette? Is that what you're saying? There's no new one for Lynette? Well, I mean, aren't they raising money for that? I mean, come on. Isn't that the whole goal? Just to raise a whole bunch of money? When they were talking, they had raised money to that. I've told you guys this stuff before. I mean, you know, it's all a grift. It's about raising money. And who do you think that money goes to? Well, it goes to an attorney. LP gathered $6,000 for a retainer. I guess she told the judge it was just for her, but praised everyone that helped her and JC. Yeah, like I said, it's all about the grift. It's all about the grift. I don't care, Nancy, if the fleas are live. They can be live all they want to. It's a wonderful thing. But I guarantee you they don't have what I have. And that's an open letter. But what I do have here is something that they have no anything about. Hey, Carol, nice to see. Oh, love that Muppet outfit. You're wearing Kermit like a suit. Damn, girl. You know it's pretty awesome. Thank you so much, very much, Carol Welsh. I love it. I love it. I need a, you know what you need? You need a special one from Kermit. You need a special one from Kermit. Let me see if I've got that one on here. I think I do. Let me see if it's not here. I do have it in another spot. Let me see if I can find it. You're gonna love this one. You're gonna love this one. This one is for you, Carol, right here.
The one with the black hair, is your name Emerson? Oh, that's weird. It's Emerson big old titties, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, that was probably crude, but it was still damned funny. Come on, you know it was. Thank you, Carol, so much. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh, Shizzy, it's your 45th anniversary today. Oh my gosh, congratulations. I mean, I best thing that I could do is this for you right here.
Welcome to the shit show.
Oh yes, congratulations, Diane.
A
New flavor of fuckery, 'cause everybody's such a see, and they're dumber than a bag of twats.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant,
Boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery.
All over again.
Oh, Julianne. Well, if you want to become a member, I think sometimes Apple has a hard time allowing you to become a member, or Android. I think if you're doing it from your phone, sometimes it's usually going to be in the little thing that has the little dollar sign, I believe is what it is. You click on that little dollar sign thing, and it'll show you how to become a member there. If you're allowed to. Some people can't. If they have like a branded account, sometimes they can't do that. So, but that's usually where it's located at. And well, it's not my anniversary. It's not my anniversary. It is. Happy anniversary, Diane. It is a beautiful thing. Most likely Tug will be on, I mean, if he's available, that's usually where he is on Flashcast. You know, he does the Flashcast thing on Saturdays or Sundays. Is it Saturdays or Sundays? I can't remember. But that's always fun stuff. 45th anniversary. Dang, that makes you 10 years older than you. For iPhone, you have to go to web version of to join YouTube. See, K-Matt knows exactly how you do it. There you go. Hey, Will, good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, man. Yes. Tug said he was not sure. Depends on health stuff. There you go. There you go. Well, and I'll point out a few things here that are completely wrong. First of all, this right here, the umbrella guy, that's a guy named Monty. Yeah, that right there is wrong. I pointed that out before. It's like Monty's going to be really pissed off that he's been named in a lawsuit. I think maybe I should reach out to Monty and say, hey, Monty, I see you're now named in a lawsuit and you live in Florida. That's going to be very fun. That's going to be very fun. This plaintiff, Leslie Ferderdagos. Okay. By and through undersigned counsel alleges as follows for her complaint against the defendants. Venue, jurisdiction. This excess the damages of $75,000 exclusive of the interest, the costs, and the attorney fees. It is within the jurisdiction of the circuit court of the Ninth Circuit in Orange, Florida County, Florida. Venue is proper in Orange County, Florida, because the acts and omissions giving rise to these claims occurred in substantial part in this county. Well, that would be sort of false, because unless everyone was living in Orange County, then the actions took place on the internet, which is not based in Florida. Jeez. The parties. Well, this here plaintiff, she resides in Orange County, Florida. And plaintiff is not a reporter, nor did she ever seek to gain a significant following on YouTube. Well, that's amazing. That would be like a lie right there, because did she start her YouTube channel back up? I mean, and hasn't she been trying to do a whole bunch of like other things outside of that and getting people to promote her channels? So that would be just a bald-faced lie right there. Nor did she ever seek to gain significant following on YouTube, or her YouTube channel with only 7 followers was used to post interviews at the request of acquaintances. Plaintiff earns a living by assisting her husband and his law firm with legal research and drafting it, and by consulting with licensed Florida attorneys. Okay. So you're practicing law. I mean, you're not supposed to. I mean, that would seem to me like an admission right there that you're practicing law. The defendant, Jeremy Hales, is an individual believed to reside in Summit County, Ohio. He owns and operates a YouTube channel, among other things. Like, so here's the thing that really is strange to me whenever I first read through this. And this is just a rehash of the same thing I read through. She names Jeremy Hales, but she doesn't name Elephant Shoe LLC. She names George. She names J-Hip, Megan Fox, Monty, for whatever reason. And why wouldn't she name all the rest of them? I mean, that's some pretty slapshod, filing right there. Well, so, and his contents led to injunctions for protection by various targeted third parties. It led to injunctions for protection. Who's got injunctions for protection? Now this is a claim that she can't verify at all. What injunction for protection is against Hales and George? What injunctions? I'm trying to think of name the injunctions. Various. That's broad. That's like throwing shit at a fan and expecting it to not splatter you in the face. So yeah, she had 2 subs a month ago. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. She could have 2 subs, 1 sub, 100,000 subs, 1,000,000 subs. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how many Jeremy has. I've said this before. It doesn't matter how many subs somebody has. If you're going after somebody, that means that you're trying to bring somebody down, and that's a shitty thing to do. Frequently disparages attorneys representing parties adverse to him. Okay. And is there a crime there? Does it matter? I mean, we disparage attorneys all the time here. Like constantly. Like whenever we see someone that's a good attorney, like Helms' attorney, he's a pretty fucking solid attorney. I've been impressed with his writing. You know, I'm sure there's errors in there, but he's, you know, you can agree that somebody's a good writer, but she doesn't have the skill. I don't think. I'm not finding it. You have 2 weeks of wasted vacation time. If anyone wants to finance and travel and hotel and cover these stories, that's no will call. Don't do that. First injection was required for divorce. Injection. First injection? But there's no injunction. You have to understand that there's no injunction against them. Okay? Mary, there's no injunction against them. Right here, where it says that they're saying that there's various injunctions for protection by various targeted third parties in which defendant Hales publicly mock unpublished videos. Where? See, you're saying something about a divorce in Ohio. Were they mocking somebody in a divorce in Ohio? Because I can't think of anybody that was mocking anything about a divorce in Ohio. So that would be false. And then, of course, if you're saying that Lynette, that injunction was thrown out. So there's no injunctions for protection against Hales. So you've got those right there. Is an individual believed to reside in Summit County, Ohio? George is a frequent collaborator and associate of defendant Hales. Then why did you say George Hales? Because that would make the assumption that she's married to him. And regularly appears on Hales' YouTube channel and related social media platforms. Music under the alias George Hales. No, she goes under George. That's it. She just goes under George. Has participated in the creation, publication, and dissemination of false and defamatory statements about plaintiff. Engaged in coordinated online harassment and further described herein. Okay. Oh, here we go. Defendant Elephant Shoes LLC is a business defendant Hales owns and operates and holds his profits derived from his YouTube channel. You sure? You sure that's what it does? But what else does it do? Have you really looked at it? Nah, that would be too much work. You see what happens when you get into your get your info from an ego swamper? Well, it happens. And defendant Jason Hipster, aka Jip. He's an individual. He's believed to reside in Florida. Oh, does J Hip reside in Florida now? And he is a YouTuber with substantial amount of followers. She reports to live. J Hips now is she. Yeah. Oh, well, of course, so is Megan Fox, and so is the umbrella guy. Monty, you are a woman now. All 3 of these are women. Of course, Megan, is the only one that lives in New York State. And of course, we got these other defendants. They're individuals whose identities are presently unknown. Presently unknown. What the hell does that mean? Presently unknown. Okay. So how would you know if someone's defaming you if they're presently unknown? So I'm just going to throw some shit up against the wall, and anybody that like wants to claim that they're part of this, then I'll just say that they're there too. And then you'll be known. I'm so vicious. Shizzy's gonna visit Doug. She know write English so good. The factual allegations. On or about April 20th, 2025, plaintiff observed a disturbing post on Facebook concerning a mutual acquaintance who was a reporter. Out of concern, plaintiff notified the acquaintance about the post. Oh my. Okay. So who's this reporter that was a reporter? I don't know of a reporter that was a reporter. Yeah, Jeremy made an announcement today that the Florida case too. No attorney for Doozy? No, it's no attorney for Lynette. There's no attorney for Lynette. That's what everybody's saying. I don't know if that's true. That's just what people are reporting, that they were just running a scam to get people's money, but I don't know that's true. I guess we'll find out, because I don't know. Did they raise enough money? Did they raise enough money for her? Well, if they did, then I bet they feel really special. So I found it's so full of fiction. It was starting to make me say, is she a paralegal or something? No, she's a, how do you put it? She's a retired, not just retired, but permanently retired, which means she can't get her bar back without permission to ask for getting rebarred in the state of Florida. So she is an unbarred attorney in the state of Florida that is not allowed to practice any sort of law or give any sort of legal advice or do any sort of legal writing without facing serious problems if it's found out that she is doing that. And if you don't believe me, look up the Florida bar rules on that. And also what the ADA has to say about that. Yeah. Question. If we all got a can of flea spray, then the fleas would also go away. Yeah, you might have hurt a lot of people with that. Don't do that. Nobody wants to get hurt with flea spray. Ugh, sounds so disgusting. Probably smell really bad. Plaintiff is a retired lawyer who assists her husband with his law firm. Plaintiff is not in the business of reporting, but she is in the business of writing lawsuits. The acquaintance subsequently requested that a plaintiff interview him. The acquaintance subsequently what? An acquaintance subsequently requested that a plaintiff interview him regarding lawsuits filed by defendant Hales because the plaintiff was a former attorney who understood the legal case better. Acquaintance subsequently requested acquaintance regarding lawsuits filed by defendant Hales because the plaintiff was a former attorney who understood the legal case better. Plaintiff agreed to conduct the interview and maintain neutrality, posing questions to the acquaintance in his capacity as a reporter, or as was a reporter, but is no longer a reporter. I don't know. What is it? Was a reporter? See, you have to remember they put here was a reporter, and now he is a reporter. Capacity as a reporter. And we know that she didn't conduct that neutrally because she was already part of the Bully EXE. Yeah, she was already part of creating other YouTube channels and going on the attack. See, we talked about this before. Whenever the Lees start saying, we got something big coming, you know what that means? They got something that they're about to screw up again. That's usually what it means. So they're about to screw things up all over again. Julian, hi, became a YouTube member. Welcome.
Welcome to the shit show.
Yes, you made
Every
it.
single day.
Oh, yes, you did, dear.
A new flavor of fuckery.
'Cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks.
Monday,
Yes,
Tuesday,
oh, yeah.
Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly
gets you
stupid,
right there.
predicament, ignorant,
Balderdash, poppycock, bollocks, and
fuckery. All over again.
Oh, yeah. Well, no. It could be, but that would be, and it would be true. He would be a former attorney, but it would be, what were the circumstances that former attorney got disbarred and also spent time in prison? What was it? 4 years in prison. And then what was it? Another 6 months, and then begged and pleaded, please don't send me back because Bubba missed me. I was traumatized because I liked it. At the request of this acquaintance, plaintiff also attempted to contact another reporter, Defendant Fox, who had previously reported favorably on Hales. Yeah, see, here's the problem. Because whenever they say this, seeking to present balanced perspective, no, you're trying to get me to do the research for you. It's a bad faith argument. See, Volpe reached out to me, and I've got the emails, and they're stupid. He reached out to me wanting me to comment on, what was it that he said? Something about Jeremy being racist, being a Yahtzee. Yeah, that's not good faith. That's creating a narrative that and not even knowing who George is. I mean, that tells you how bright this supposed reporter is. Did not even do enough research to know what the hell he was talking about, to know who in the hell any of the players were or what was going on in this. Because, well, he was probably getting his notes from Bubbles, which Bubbles doesn't know what the hell is going on because he's got a narrative that he wants to create, that he wants to take down Jeremy. He's said it multiple times before. If you're looking to take down Jeremy, well, have fun. See what happens. That's all this is just an act to try to take Jeremy's business away from him because they don't like Jeremy. And it's okay if you don't like Jeremy. There's no crime against not liking Jeremy. There's no crime against saying he is the most despicable person I ever ran across and I'll never have anything to do with him again. There's nothing wrong with that. You're welcome to do that. But as Bruce has pointed out, you're not allowed to write nasty signs about them, accusing them of pretty despicable acts. You know, like his former clients did. You're not allowed to do that. I mean, he's the one that pointed out his former clients did in deposition. And then, of course, his clients pointed the finger at the other client, saying, "No, they wrote some of the signs." I mean, come on, are we missing something here? Yeah, and that's the other thing. You're welcome to love Jeremy also. So late. Hi, everyone. Hey, Sharon. How's it going? Plaintiff emailed his reporter to schedule an interview, received no response, probably because it went into her junk mail. You know, here's the thing, you know, unless people know who you are, that crap usually goes into spam mail, especially whenever you've got a whole bunch of people that I don't know in that email chain. It usually goes in the trash. And it just automatically does that for me. I love my account because it does those kinds of wonderful, joyous things. It says, I don't know who you are. I am going to dispose of you in the most nastiest way. 6,000 might be bond money. It could be anything. She didn't really want a response. Of course she didn't want a response. On May 6, 2025, plaintiff conducted the interview maintaining neutrality and objectivity. No, that would be a lie also, because you were already knee deep in anti-Hales propaganda. So another lie called out. On or about May 13th, plaintiff was directed to a Facebook group. Here's the thing. Why would you go look at a Facebook group? Seriously, why? What does this have to do with anything? You know, I've had people like to say, "Oh, did you see what so-and-so said about you?" And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. I haven't looked at it, but have fun. What am I supposed to do about it? Can I have my frog back, please? He likes my booze. Hey, Carol, how you doing? I love it. Thank you so much, Carol. We got you. We got you covered. We got you covered. You want the frog back because he likes your boobs? Yeah. Those are some nice breastages. Just saying. That's all. Want to play with the tatas? Beat on the drum all day. This little couple of pairs of bongos, fleshy bongos. They feel so nice and good. On May 6, 2025, plaintiff conducted the interview maintaining neutrality and objectivity throughout. Yeah, right. On or about May 13th. Oh, this was not too long ago. May 13th. Plaintiff was directed to that Facebook group titled What the Hales? Okay, now you have to understand that Hales is what people suspect is probably was created by a hate group for the Hales to get people to go over there and comment. And I guess there's a lot of comments in there. I look at it every so often. I'm just like, okay, this is hilarious. I've never commented in it because what's the point? I mean, just like everybody's pretty much got it covered. I mean, there's been times I've wanted to say something, but I'm just like, what's the point? Everybody else has got this covered. It's just so hilarious. And of course, it is not the Hales' channel or run by the Hales, because that stuff wouldn't be allowed there, or be very limited what they allowed. Love you, Shizzy. Yeah, I love me too. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. Exactly. Why are they so dumb? They can't figure it out. I don't know. And then, of course, being attacked by group members who are supporters and followers of Hales and Risk. Well, false and defamatory statements were published about the plaintiff. Really? So if they're false and defamatory, you just reach out to the Facebook mod for that group and have them remove it. It's not hard. I mean, if you're that incompetent, what are you doing on social media? Including assertions that she was knocked up by her acquaintance. No, that's, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong in this, but from what I understand, it wasn't that they claimed she was knocked up by the plaintiff. Said be careful, because he has a habit of knocking up people that he's involved in. Just saying, you're sort of his type too, from what I understand. A little broken, a little fake, that you just sort of fall in his line of, realm of people that he likes to get in tight with, if you know what I mean. False and defamatory statements were published about them, saying she was knocked up, that she is an idiot. Well, yeah, that's not defamatory. You're an idiot if you think it is. And that she is a disbarred attorney. Well, you're no longer barred, and they were probably incorrect. But I even made that same mistake. I mean, you are disbarred, but not like in the penalty type of way. You're not allowed to practice in the state of Florida without approval from, the Bar Association to even apply for it, which means that they would bring up all your old case, that would come back in there. Like part of that was becoming like a permanently retired is that, we sort of move on from this bullshit that's going on because you're clearly gonna cause problems, which you did multiple times. We saw all three of your horrible filings through that. We read those on stream. Oh my gosh, Calvin Stover Jr. He became a new YouTube member. Welcome.
Welcome to the shit
Oh
show.
yeah. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery. 'Cause everybody's such a see, and they're dumber than a bag of twats.
Monday, Tuesday,
Tuesday.
Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant,
Boulder Dash Poppycock Bollocks and fuckery.
Yeah, all over again.
Oh yeah, thank you. Jeremy is happy today. The Florida case 2 is coming to an end with a $2 million win, but the morons want to settle, and he said no. I don't know anything about that. I really don't. I'll have to watch Jeremy's stream. I haven't heard anything about that. Libby, I mean, no admin for the fake what the hell's Facebook group. Oh yeah. What do you mean? No mod. We got a mod. I'm a mod. Yeah, she means no mod for the what the hell is this what the hell's fake Facebook group that Florida bar rules say a permanent retired lawyer cannot be readmitted. Well, you have to continue on with that, Roy, because it does say they cannot be admitted without permission from the bar to be readmitted. I mean, and then there's a time limit and all that kind of shit that you have to deal with. Shizzy, what is odd is they raised $6,000, but yet LPJC both owe fees for Ohio court. Isn't that odd? Isn't that strange? Yeah. Doesn't want to settle. I can't understand that time to be nice is long over. Yes, I can understand. Jeremy has never said that. Jeremy has never said what did Calvin say? Yeah, Calvin, I don't think that's true. Well, Calvin, I know that Jeremy said he's not settling. He wants this brought before a jury. He wants it to be brought out in court. And that's why it's so laughable whenever people keep saying that Jeremy is doing this for monetary gain. He's losing money. And by the time all this is said and done, he might be well over $2 million in the whole overall the shenanigans. But he is wanting to get this done and over with. He wants it to be shown the kind of shit that they've been pulling, because he doesn't want it to happen to anybody else again. I know that he said that multiple times. He doesn't want to see this happen anymore. She can't reapply according to the Florida bar. Yeah, well, she can. Shizzy, what is odd? 6,000? Oh, okay. No, Shizzy, there's a permanent retired. No, they are allowed to reach out to the bar. They are allowed to reach out to the bar, but they have to get approval from the bar. Just under permanent retirement rules, they do have to reach back out to the bar to get approval to reapply for it. But there is a limitation. After so many years, they would have to retake bar exams and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot involved in that. But they would have to apply to the bar, and the bar then could bring up all of the old information that led to them going into permanent retire, and most likely they wouldn't allow her back in because of the questionable things that were going on about the time that she was removed from being able to practice law anywhere. Let's put it that way. These include allegations, defendants in the lawsuit filed by Hale, threats posts intended to damage their reputation. These included accusations of criminal conduct, ridicule of their appearance, and anti-Semitic remarks, among other hateful conduct. So, witnesses, defendants, plaintiff, witness, defendants in lawsuit filed by Hale is being targeted in the group with hateful language, threats, and posts intended to damage their reputations. Who were they attacking? And what were the anti-Semitic remarks? And what was the hateful content? See, these are ridiculous accusations right here that she's making of a group that nobody's really caring about. Just saying. So defendants in the lawsuit were being targeted with hateful language. Calvin, nothing was posted. Yeah, see, I don't know. How do these crazy lawyers are not sorted out and booted before they pass the bar? Because all that it takes to pass the bar is to pass the bar. Become an attorney. All you have to do is pass the bar. What do you call an attorney that passes a bar? An attorney. What do you call a doctor that passes his medical exams? Doctor. Yeah, it's the same damn thing. You get the best and the worst. You know, they don't have to be, it doesn't anywhere on that degree say top doctor or top attorney. Nowhere on there does it say that. That comes through practice. It has nothing to do with her. Yeah. Why is she putting all this garbage in her lawsuit? Well, because she wants to have a very wordy lawsuit. She's a very mouthy person. What can I say? Lots of lips. Plaintiff was provided with extensive video footage of Hales and Risk, which had been published on Hales' YouTube channel. So did you go? Why would you be provided? All you have to do is just go to their YouTube channel and watch it from the very beginning. Tell you what, here's my challenge to you, Lips. Here is my challenge to you. Go back and watch it from the very beginning. Watch it from the very beginning. For, their whole ordeal in Otter Creek. Go back and watch the very first thing, the very first one, and follow that one all the way through. And some of them you can skip over, you can skip over like the live stream stuff, in earlier ones, because it's just talking about, most of it's, has to do with all of their selling things, that they've got in storage spaces. And that's sort of where their business really lies. But if you go and hell, I can go to the bar anytime I want to. Damn right. So can I. Matter of fact, I am drinking from the well of good fortune tonight. Ray, cheers into everybody here. Oh man. Stop. I'm a paying member of Jeremy's. Nothing was posted at all. Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't know what's being posted. And someone use us in him posted it about an hour ago. Then someone US in him posted it about an hour ago. Well, that's someone else. Someone else posted something that's possibly not even true. And if you read it off what the Hales, or did you read it off of what the Hales with the $? Different place. Like, here's the thing. Do a lot of research before you accuse or say something that may or may not be true. It's a hard thing to do. I don't know for sure. She can't ask for her law license back in Florida. Well, she can. Yeah, she can ask for her law license back in Florida. She would have to go to the bar to do that. She's trying to do the same as Nose did to Delane and costing everybody money. But it's not costing anybody money. It's only costing her money. Yeah, exactly. Now, CJ is correct here. What the hell? Jeremy had nothing for a few years towards LP and JC. They didn't say anything about it. They didn't post anything about it. they just sort of blew it off and were just like, whatever, you know, this is stupid and ridiculous, and we're gonna move on until it became a real pain in the butt. That's all. So plaintiff was provided with extensive video footage, which you can go and look all that stuff yourself. Hale stated that he was not filing lawsuits for justice, nor did he care about court opinions, and was filing lawsuits solely to keep defendants tied up in court and to drain and ruin them financially. And that is not what he said. And I've shown this one before. But see, the problem is Leslie, if you really, and I'm serious about this, Leslie, if you really, really want to figure out what the fuck is going on and look at it objectively, go pull up the stream where he's talking about Meeks, okay? Because that's what he's talking about with Meeks. He says, whenever people get into lawsuits, the reason they get into lawsuits is to drain someone financially, is what you're trying to do with filing this ridiculous lawsuit. That's his point. Hales expressly stated that litigation was about destroying the lives of those he sues. No, he said it's about destroying it. That's what happens in a lawsuit. It destroys people. It can destroy them. That's why most of the time people want to settle. But Jeremy already said, I do not want to settle. I'm going to see this through. I want these people to stop. I don't want it to happen to anybody else. Welcome, MQ. I got my popcorn, got my tickets for the best seat in the house. Right there, front row, stage right, stage left. We get all sectional. Now we're gonna give a little bit of a breakdown about this lawsuit and the big flaws that I sort of spotted, like, you know, just off the cuff. But you gotta wait for a bit. Additionally, plaintiffs saw on defendants Hale's YouTube channel thumbnails and video coverage where Hales referred to defendants' lawsuits as criminals, mocked their appearance, and made anti-Semitic remarks. Well, let's see. Lynette would be a criminal. There's a reason why she can't go back to Germany. John Crook would be a criminal. Yeah, whenever you have charges brought against you. That does tend to make you a criminal. Felisa? I mean, has she done criminal things? I mean, you know, a traffic ticket is a criminal offense. Yeah, they're all part of your, like, rap sheet. Mock their appearance. Yes. And if you can't handle your appearance being mocked, oh, boo-hoo. My feelings are not really worried about it. And made anti-Semitic remarks. When, where, how? What anti-Semitic remarks? You mean like Luthman, where he started calling someone what was it? A rat? What was the term that he used before that? Yeah, in a courtroom. Following plaintiff's participation in these interviews, the Facebook group What the Hell's resumed publishing false written statements that plaintiff was a disbarred attorney. Plaintiff participation in these interviews, the Facebook group. Well, okay, so go after them. Why are you bringing in Jeremy? Why are you bringing in Jeremy? Because that's not the real thing. Read the whole thing, Alfie. Read the whole thing. Don't Google it. Read the actual rules, not the Google rules. I'm telling you, read the Google rules. It will tell you a little bit differently. It expounds upon that. Serious. Read the entire thing. He never filed anything against her. Shizzy was not reach out to Megan Fox about the Florida bar response about lips reapplying to the Florida bar. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen it. I've seen the response. I've seen the response. Yeah, she still has to. Now hers is a different case. I'm just telling you what the rules are in that. Said hers is a different case. I said that. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not angry. I'm just saying there is a little bit more. Yeah, Megan's on vacation. Leave her alone. Yeah, just look at the whole thing as far as what they consider someone for a permanently retired attorney. There's a bunch of more information in there. Like the Google part of it only reads a portion of it. So whenever she says that, yeah, she can reapply, but she has to ask for permission to reapply, there's little subsections in there that sort of point that stuff out. Yeah, I went and read it. I don't have it handy or I would pull it up, but it does say that. On May 18th, 2025, Jay Hip hosted a live tube broadcast, which he mocked plaintiff's appearance. Ooh. My broken heart. I mean, I wear a safety helmet and Velcro shoes. Silly. I mean, I'd probably wobbly all over the place if I could. On May 19th, defendant Hills and George hosted a live video on their YouTube channel soliciting donations and publishing false statements about the plaintiff. Publishing false statements about the plaintiff, including a claim she retired only to avoid disbarment. Now, that is not a false claim. That's actually verifiably true. Yeah, we've all seen it. It's verifiably true that the reason that you were retiring in your own filing is because you were trying to avoid that disbarment. And yes, it is true. You cannot permanently retired while there is ongoing litigation in those matters, unless a referee recommends it due to your claims of mental anguish and issues and things like that. We've read all of that also. We know what happened in this. It is you that were under hard scrutiny for, well, let's say doing some inappropriate things with clients. Monies. Yeah. Not filing things timely. And then claiming I was having a mental breakdown because of all this other stuff and everybody knows I'm bipolar. Okay. That's still not an excuse. That's a reason to say, yeah, maybe if you permanently retire, we can make this all go away, and we don't want to see you practicing law anymore because clearly you can't handle being an attorney, or the outcome. You can't handle your scheduling properly. I bet it smells nasty. During his broadcast, defendant Hip participated and discussed with plaintiff repeating defamatory statements. Immediately following this live broadcast, plaintiff emailed defendants Hales a cease and desist letter attaching an affidavit from her state bar confirming that her retirement from legal practice was not to avoid disbarment. See you in court. Defendant Hills responded, see you in court. Okay. What's the point? See you in court. I don't care. On or about May 25th, defendant Megan Fox, defendant Umbrella Guy. Now, is it the Umbrella Guy or is it Umbrella Guy? Because now, if you're talking about Umbrella Guy, that's somebody completely different. I don't know who that is. But I'm telling you, she must have some fine legs. Probably has some legs. Wears some nice little short shorts. I'm telling you, Umbrella Guy, I want to see you in those short shorts, lady. Began publishing comments about plaintiff's private life for an audience over on YouTube. They continue to publish daily broadcasts in which they insulted, belittled, demeaned, and made false statements about plaintiffs, spending the majority of the broadcast discussing plaintiff's life because you post it on the web. You put yourself in the spotlight, and they're welcome to discuss that. Just like you could discuss my YouTube channel. Just like you could discuss Hills's YouTube channel. Am I right? Isn't that what has been going on? Isn't that what you're probably doing tonight? Sitting over there? insulting, belittling, demeaning, making false statements about Jeremy. So, right? Isn't that what's going on? You dig into his private life. You doxed Megan. I mean, really? And so you're thinking that this is okay now? So which is it? Are they wrong then? Or are they wrong now? Defendant Megan Fox stated that plaintiff created revenge porn. No, she never stated that you created it. She said you published it. You published it multiple times. And it appears to me you don't seem to care. You don't think there's anything wrong with that. What do you think would happen if right now I pulled up the same image and used Volpe's face and her face and use the same thing, use those same images? Do you not think they might have a little backlash? Because she would say, I'm a married woman. Don't you think that the same thing, you would have the same visceral reaction to that? Or how about we did that with Bubbles and Paint Ship. I mean, come on. Fair is fair, right? No, I think they would still view it the same way as being revenge porn. They would not appreciate it. They would get a little upset. They would probably file some sort of letter and try to have it removed as soon as possible. I don't think they would find it funny at all. But fair is fair. That's not how it works. Oh my gosh. Yep, permanent retirement. Member who is approved as temporarily retired is not eligible for reinstatement or readmission. RRTBF, May 29th, 2025. Oh, then they must have changed the rules on it. A member who is approved temporarily retired to permanent retirement is not eligible for reinstatement or readmission. Well, that must change the rules on it. That is a possibility. I might be reading an old one. Page 6, retired members entitled to receive other privileges as the Board of Governors authorizes. A permanent retired. They saw her coming. It's hypocrisy that really pisses you off. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Defendant Megan's, yeah, we already read that. All right. Defendants recruited supporters and followers to create online hate sites. I don't think that's true. I would say they've said multiple times to let the law handle this. Any case that they've been in, they're like, don't reach out to these people, don't contact them, don't harass them, leave them alone, stay away from it, stay out of this. Don't give them any ammunition. They've said that before multiple times. If people do that on their own, that is what they're doing. We can't control other people's actions. They've never recruited anybody that I know of. I mean, they hire people like to work for them, but I don't think Bar already told Megan that the bar will not allow lips back. Yeah. Oh, well, I know that's true, but that's her individual. I'm saying as an overall. As an overall, don't contact anyone. Exactly. Do not contact anyone. She didn't create a hate business site. Yeah. Sure, she didn't create a hate business site at all. No, that's not what any of that stuff was about. No, they would never do anything like that. They're sweet, pure, innocent people. They would never do anything. Defendants assisted and recruited followers to alter plaintiff's photographs. No, People did that on their own, making her appear as a clown with exaggerated lips, and located childhood pictures of plaintiff, which they used to further mock her appearance. You posted those pictures and they pulled them up and said she used to look attractive. What happened to her? And if those were childhood pictures, well, then there's something wrong with that. But it might have been whenever she was, high school, pulled up her high school pictures. I mean, okay, it's just a picture. And they said, look at how far she's fallen from the tree. And then hit every branch on the way down. Doom, 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 doom. All defendants profited from plaintiff's private life. No, never profited off of your private life. That would be for you. Okay, so some of the problems I see right here, there are no specific, and I had to write these things down so I could remember. There's no specific defamatory statements outside of hearsay. Okay. Plaintiff cites broad accusations, disbarred, knocked up, revenge porn, but it fails to quote specific statements by the actual defendants or identify where or when they occurred. She mostly references things said in Facebook group or on YouTube with vague dates, no timestamps, usernames, or direct attributions. There's no exhibits that are, and we'll get into this later, there's no exhibits attached for key allegations. Despite referencing Exhibit A and B, there are no actual submissions or identifications of those exhibits in the copy. Those aren't properly attached and authenticated. Well, if they're not properly attached and authenticated, it's a huge rule. Problem under 4 rules of civil procedure, especially for defamation. She also cites this bar affidavit claiming she wasn't disbarred, but she never pleads the actual wording of what the defendants said or shows how they published with malice. Once the document was shared, if you retire publicly under a cloud of suspicion, fair comment and opinion become protected under Milkovich v. Lorraine Jr. Understand? Repeated defendants' redundant counts. She repeats the same facts across 13 counts with minor variations. And this is a red flag, but the complaint is bloated to intimidate. And this is what they call a shotgun style pleading. It violates Rule 11.110B. Look that up. And the Twombly-Quambali plausibility standards, if moved to federal court, are challenged under 12B6, like motion. Dummy. Your defamation. You failed to clearly identify which statements were made by which defendant, when, where. Just saying Jay Hip mocked your appearance or they said you were disbarred does not meet the pleading standards. Therefore, this should be gone. And now, if you want to know what the legal law is, under Florida law, defamation requires 1, false statement of fact, 2, publication to a third party, 3, fault amounting to at least negligence, and 4, damages. You get as far as the allegations, but you lack specificity. You also fail to allege that these statements were not opinions, nor does she overcome the constitutional actual malice for the matters of public concern. You idiot. Also, you fail on defamation per se. You're also going to fail on invasion of privacy. You're also going to fail on counts 3 and 12. Intentional infliction of emotional distress, because you filed it twice. Idiot. Also, it's so outrageous in character and so extreme in degree as to go beyond all possible bounds of decency. Name calling, satire, mocking thumbnails, and commentary, even harsh, don't meet that threshold. Get it yet? Count 4, negligent infliction of emotional distress. Well, it applies the impact rule, but must be physical impact or danger to the plaintiff, or the emotional distress must arise from peril to a loved one. And none of that applies here. Like every single spot that she's got in here, she fails badly. Florida assault law, for example, requires imminent threat of physical harm. And she alleges there's no actual threat of physical harm. Her complaint mentions emotional distress and public ridicule, not threats of violence. This is a classic overreach and waters down the actual assault victim's claims. So basically, everything that she files here is redundant, sloppy, vague, factually unsupported, riddled with procedural vulnerabilities, overpleaded in a way that screams PR stunt rather than a real attempt at relief. Thank you. It says, hi from Ontario, Canada. Blame Canada, blame Canada. I'm just kidding. I loved South Park. It was so much fun. It is. I love my letters. Well, thank you so much. I love having those, and I love writing them. And there will be one tonight that will be blasting her on her bullshit. So thank you very much, Danelda. I appreciate that so much. I used to be younger, says, if she was somehow able to rejoin the bar, could she still face the previous consequences that she was able to avoid in her retirement? Most likely they would review the case, and I'm just speaking hyperbole because I don't know. I'm not an attorney. So I couldn't tell you what exactly would happen, but my suspicion would be that they wouldn't even get to that point, because if she went to apply to get rebarred in the state of Florida, most likely they would look at the situation surrounding her retirement, and they would decline. That would be my suspicion. You never know. She could get a different person in there saying it. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't know how all of that would work out. I'm not an attorney. I've never had to do any sort of bar test or anything like that. So I would be guessing, and it would probably be wrong. So all I can say is what I think would happen. Can a judge ask another judge advice about a case? Yes, they do often. They would probably speak in broad terms, like an ongoing case. Usually, no, they can't talk about an ongoing case, but they can ask legal standards questions. I'll just use this as an example because I saw this one right here. Everyone the bar emailed Megan and told Megan Lips will not be allowed to rejoin the bar, so no bar for Lips at all. Well, that's how she keeps her lips nice and fluffy. Couple of bars. So let me put it this way. Say for example, you had a case that came in and there was a 12B motion. Just use that one for example. You had a case come in, it was a 12B motion. And you'd never seen this particular 12B motion, for example. Not that the judge wouldn't have, because that would be a pretty common one for them to see. But someone makes a 12B motion, it wouldn't be uncommon for a judge to say, listen, you know a little bit more about this particular motion right here. you know, and they're sitting there having drinks. What do you think about this kind of motion? Judge can say, oh yeah, this is how X, Y, or Z applies to this will be motion. But as far as like a specific case, generally judges, I don't think they're allowed to discuss a case outside of those things. But I could be wrong. I don't know. A lot of times they'll even ask the attorneys in cases, like for example, if you've ever like listened to the Supreme Court, whenever the justices are they've usually already made their mind and there's certain things that they're trying to resolve, they will actually ask the attorney, okay, so how does First Amendment apply to this particular case that you're citing? And, you know, because we're having, you know, we need to resolve this issue that we're having with it. And then the attorney usually will answer the reason why X, Y, or Z is because of such and such. And this is why it applies to this case and that. So that's usually the kinds of arguments that you'll get from an attorney. Those are questions that the judge will ask of the attorney so they can clarify. No, she asked for divorce, then the papers are filed, then she retracts. Yeah, that's pretty common. I mean, that's sort of her modus operandi. And then of course we have defamation, libel, slander, of course, and others. Plaintiff alleges incorporates by reference 1 through 21 as if fully set forth therein. Defendants and other individuals identified, but you've only identified Hales, George, J. Hip, Megan Fox, and somebody named Umbrella Guy and other individuals. So, but you've never named any other individuals. See, that's wrong. You've got to name all the individuals if you're going to do that. Now, I can see where she will probably come back at some point in time and she'll do another amendment to this and it'll have a bunch more bullshit in there, which will be just as much bullshit as it was before. And she'll constantly go back and add more people as she feels attacked, or she won't. And this thing will just fall flat and the judge will see this and say, okay, because if I'm not mistaken, give me just a second. There's something in particular I want to look at. And I was thinking about this a little bit ago. I was like, there was a particular document that I wanted to see. And I'm just going to remove that for a second. Let me pull this thing up because it was pretty important. And I noted it. Open file location. Let me see. I think it's this one right here. Let's see. Service response, date. Okay. This is not it. No, this can't be it. Well, this is bullshit. So somebody filed this horribly. So someone filed something in this that says it was, and I assume it was her, because what they've got is that the case management following pretrial deadlines are proposed. All dates are to be calculated from the date of the filing initial complaint. Trial date. This case is set for a jury trial during the trial docket beginning 4/26/2027. (2027) Pre-trial conference in 3/22/2027. So she's filing something so far out. And I just wanted you guys to see this, because this right here looks like, I don't see that a judge is going to see. Look at this. I don't think that this is a weird filing by the judge. Maybe I'm just seeing things wrong. Here, let me show you what I'm looking at. So right here, they're basically set the trial day out. It's not, this for a jury trial that's supposed to begin on 4/26/2027. Okay. And if you think about this as 2025, right now. Compliance with uniform trial and case management order. The parties must strictly comply with the terms of the uniform trial case management order, otherwise ordered by the court. Failure to comply with all requirements of this order may result in the imposition of sanctions. So what it says is service this order with initial process. The court will issue an electronically filed UTCMO within 3 business days after the date of filing of the initial complaint. Any party serving an initial pleading in this case must serve a copy of this order with initial service of process. Case management. The following pretrial deadlines are imposed. All dates are to be calculated from the date of the filing initial complaint unless otherwise noticed. These are the dates that will control the case unless modified, or Florida Rule Civil Procedure 1.200 trial date set for the trial date at the 27. It's saying automatic extension of service of process if not perfected timely. It says deadline for services of process is 120 days. Which is really strange. If you've already named people in a lawsuit, that would be 120 days. I don't see a judge doing that. And also completion for fact is 540 days, disclosure of expert witnesses in a year. This seems like really way out. This is really weird. Hey, Gabby, is that judge's order or suggested order? Well, right here it says this is general track right here. And if you look, it's got a judge's signature on it. Okay. Done in so order, Orange County, Florida, on the date shown in the electronic signature, which that's their electronic signature right there. That's their electronic signature. It says it was signed by Michael Dean, 5/20/2025, right there. That's what it says. So almost everything on this is a year out. Almost everything on it, on a year out. Yeah, it's automated. It's an automated document that always goes out. Most likely, yeah. That's why. That would make sense. That would make sense that it would be an automated document. But yeah, and the judge could come and change this pretty easy. But pretrial conference would be later on. This lawsuit is her acting as a lawyer. This is supposed to be about her. It's all about her. Shame on her, Jen. We're not paying any attention to her. Sorry. She also has it sealed. No, she doesn't. I mean, she has the initial part of it sealed, but that's only because that's the way that she files her pleadings. You have to understand that in the amended complaint is not sealed, which the amended complaint overrules or overrides the actual complaint. If she wants it to be sealed, well, this overrides it. See, whenever you amend it, it overrides it. So she just, because see a lot of people don't understand what an amended complaint is maybe. All right. Whenever you file an amended complaint, okay, you're basically taking what was errors in the original pleading, which I already have anyway. You have the original pleading, and then whenever you amend it, you're basically saying, the pleading that I had before is garbage. I screwed up. Let me change it to fix whatever errors that I found. So all this is, don't do that, Rosilla. That would be horrible. That would be mean. So would you replace your lipstick with super glue? No, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't call for any sort of action like that. That would be mean and cruel. I mean, it would be funny, but it'd be mean and cruel. Don't ever do that. If you have a cute puppet, your dog, Rusilla? That could be his dog. Robert, that must be Robert. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Damn, thanks. I stepped away for a few minutes. Oh my gosh, her lawsuit. Oh, let me see. I think I missed a super chat here. I think I did not give you a sticker. This lawsuit, her acting as a lawyer. This is supposed to be about her. No, I did get you I got you a sticker. You can't fool me. I got you covered. Oh my gosh, make sure I didn't miss anything. Could she still be? Yeah, I already answered that one. All right, cool. Sorry about that. So let's get back to this right here. All right. On or about May 13th, in a Facebook group titled, What the Hell's Defendants and their associates published statements falsely accusing plaintiff of being knocked up by her acquaintance. Now, I don't know who did that, but this is broad. You have to actually name a person. You have to name the defendant. Like the defendants. That is too broad. It's too broad. So who was the one that did it? And do you have proof of this? Because there's no proof of it there. These statements are widely disseminated among group members and the public. Okay, it's very broad. On May 18th, 2025, defendant J-Hip hosted a live YouTube broadcast. Oh, shame on you, J-Hip. During which he mocked plaintiff's appearance and falsely claimed plaintiff retired to avoid disbarment. Okay. He can comment on that. See, that's how it works. Not because your feelings got hurt. Your feelings don't matter in this situation. If your little feelings are hurt, well, then you need to grow a backbone. She's repeating herself now. Second verse, same as the first. She's not a she's blunt. They're talking about they were, I guess, maybe. What happened to the right to a speedy trial? Well, that's completely different. That you also have to remember if this is an automated court case management software, and it goes out to every single filing that's filed, more than likely it'll be the same thing all the way across. Which lawsuit is this? This is the lawsuit against Jeremy and George and Megan Fox and Tug and J-Hip and a whole bunch of people that have yet to be named. So defendants Megan and Fox, Umbrella Guy. So there's a third person. Published further false statements about plaintiff to their respective audiences on the YouTubes. Death Angel, you are not late. You are here just in time for this.
Welcome to the shit show.
Yes, sir.
Every single day.
Every single day.
A new flavor of fuckery.
'Cause everybody's such a sinner, dumber than a bag of rocks.
Monday, bullshit.
Tuesday,
bullshit. Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid predicaments, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Yeah, all over again.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Death Angel, for being here for 6 months. How do you know a blonde has been using a computer? There's whiteout all over the screen. She's able to pat the loan and is approved. I don't know why not, but I think both would be on the paperwork. Stupid. I think I remember this happened to someone I knew. Whiteout all over the screen. Thank you. Ah, yes. Let's see. Defendants acted with actual malice, or at minimum. Well, was it malice, or was it reckless disregard for the truth? As plaintiffs provided documentation from her state bar confirming she was not disbarred. Yet defendants continued to publish the false claim. So all defendants, and where and when and how. Because you have to show your work there, Shilly. The false statements described above were published to large audiences. Audience, I'm telling you, you need to go on a diet because you're large. just like me, sort of. I'm very fluffy right now. These false statements described above were published to large audiences, not small audiences, large audiences, and have caused significant harm to plaintiff's personal and professional reputation. No, sweetheart, that would be your personal and professional reputation is on you. What harm? Like what harm? Where? What? How? Loss of business relationships. Really? Lost business relationships? I don't know. I know something about one of your business relationships that didn't really exist. Huh. Isn't that strange? Interesting. Okay, I got you. Now, plaintiff has suffered damages, including humiliation, mental anguish, loss of reputation, and economic harm. Well, sweetheart, I think that was happening long before anybody has mentioned anything about this kind of stuff, about you. Like, I think that you were probably, I think humiliation is sort of, it just appears to be your kink. I could be wrong. I mean, it might not be. Mental anguish, well, you suffered mental anguish whenever you were going through disbarment proceedings. And loss of reputation. But you're saying you don't have a reputation. You're saying you're just a small YouTuber, so how would there be a loss of reputation? And economic harm. Economic harm. Like what harm? Like I suggest nobody, know anything about your foreclosure or anything like that. I mean, that would be ridiculous because, especially whenever they're trying to serve you, that would really suck, that you might be losing that house. Just say, I mean, I wouldn't want anybody to look into that. That would be horrible. Wherefore, a plaintiff respectfully requests judgment against defendant for compensatory damages and punitive damages, and injunction prohibiting further defamatory statements. But see, you haven't proven that were any defamatory statements. Like, what defamatory statements have they made? And such of the relief as the court deems just and proper. It's not like someone was, posting signs all up and down the road about, child stuff. Like, yeah, see that right there would be defamation. Just, you're one of Tug's mods. Welcome, Death's Angel. We love Tug's mods. Tug's good people, very good people. Count 1, defamation per se. Well, plaintiff. Under Florida law, well, we know what the Florida law says about it. Defendants individually in concert published false statements and unprivileged statements of fact about plaintiff to third parties, including but not limited to statements that plaintiff was disbarred. She was retired to avoid disbarment, but you said you did, and that's what they agreed on. I mean, I could pull up the actual recommendation from the court, and I think I still have that one. If I'm not mistaken, I still have that document, which was, let's see, order from the circuit court, which would have been right this. Order on the Florida bar's motion to dismiss, this causing having come upon the Florida bar's motion to dismiss, and this referee being otherwise fully advised of the premises, finds that respondent has submitted her submission for petition for permanent retirement on March 8th of 2023 to the executive director of the Florida bar. And on March 10th, the petition was approved by Joshua Doyle, the executive director of the Florida bar. Respondent has no objection to the bar's motion. And of course, if you look at what that deposition was, oh, wow. This report was filed in this court on March 20th, 23, is approved above style. Oh, let's see. Do we have the rest of it? Nope. That was just the served portion of it. And let's see. It was, The consent judgment, is this the same one? Let's see. Conditional guilty plea for consent judgment. Comes now the undersigned respondent and files this conditional guilty plea pursuant to 3-7.9 of the rules regulating the Florida bar. Respondent is at all times mentioned was a member of the Florida bar. Respondent acted freely and voluntarily in this matter, tenders this plea without fear of threat or coercion. Respondent is represented in this matter. There has been finding of probable cause by the grievance committee. As to the Florida bar, respondent waives finding of probable cause. Disciplinary measures to be imposed upon respondent are as follows. Public reprimand to be administered by publication. Respondent shall attend the Florida bar's advertising workshop within 6 months of the court's order in this matter. Respondent will pay a $750 fee for attendance and advertising workshop prior to attendance. 1 year probation with the following conditions. Respondent will participate actively in the program offered by the Florida bar's lawyers assistants. Florida lawyers assistants by signing a rehabilitation contract with that organization within 30 days of the order of the Supreme Court of Florida. Respondent has probation period will not begin until respondent has signed and returned her rehabilitation contract to FLA. If respondent is already under contract with FLA, following the recommendations by Florida lawyers assistants during the entire probation period, respondent will pay FLA registration fee of $250 and probation monitoring fee of $100 per month, directed to FLA during the period of probation. The Florida bar will monitor respondent's compliance with her FLA rehabilitation contract, including non-payment of the monthly monitoring fee. Should respondent fail to pay FLA, respondent's failure to pay will be reported to the bar, and the bar will follow up with regard to respondent's non-compliance up into including holding respondent in contempt for failure to pay. Respondent made unprofessional remarks and disparaging statements about opposing counsel and the trial judge in letters, emails, court pleadings. Respondent represented the plaintiff in this case in the Circuit Court of 17th Circuit Judge Carlos Rodriguez. A hearing was held on defendant's motion to dismiss motion for sanctions pursuant to Florida statutes. In August 5th of 2020, opposing counsel emailed respondent proposed order granting the motion to dismiss was entered. The respondent filed multiple motions and sent emails to opposing counsel. And we're just going through a timeline of all the fuckery that she was doing. On August 9th, 2020, respondent filed an amended motion for hearing. In a response to the bar, respondent stated that she initially believed opposing counsel fraudulently submitted an order that differed from the one she originally presented. However, later realized that Judge Rodriguez had drafted the order that was entered. On September 10th, 2020, a video conference was held. Prior to the hearing, respondent called and apologized to opposing counsel for accusing him of submitting a fraudulent order. Judge had realized that there was a mistake in the August 6, 2020 order and drafted, and in light of respondent's apology, declined to impose sanctions against the respondent, vacated the August 6, 2020 order. Pursuant to the guilty plea, respondent admits to violating the following rules regulating the bar in the state of Florida. So she owned up to her mistake. On or about 29, 2021, respondent posted a video on her YouTube channel in reply of guardianship of John Doe. In the video clip, respondent discussed a guardianship matter that she described as another heavily litigated case of mine and detailed facts regulating to the parties and legal issues. Complainant, an attorney who represented a temporary guardian in a case similar to the one described by respondent, filed a bar grievance alleging respondent was discussing the confidential guardianship proceeding. In addition, the complainant alleged that some of the details provided in the video, Florida bar file number, deceptive and inherently misleading advertisements. Respondent does not have prior disciplinary history. Florida standards imposing sanctions at the time misconduct occurred. Respondent has been blah, blah, blah. Florida bar has approved the proposed plea in the matter. If this plea is not finally approved by the referee and the Florida Court of Florida, then it shall be of no effect and may not be used by the parties in any way. If the plea is approved, the respondent agrees to pay all reasonable costs associated with case pursuant 3-76 in this amount of $1,710. These costs are due within 30 days of the court order. And then the respondent acknowledges the obligation to pay these costs and signs off on it. Respondent understands that failure to do this, that a conditional guilty plea for consent judgment fully complies with all required rules of regulating the Florida bar. Okay. So that ended up being the final bit of all of that. And this was the referee that accepting the consent judgment, which was the one that you saw right here, consent judgment. The Florida bar filed complaint against the respondent. Respondent waived finding. Facts of finding says that they screwed up here. They screwed up here. The recommendations as to guilt. Now, this is the recommendations as to guilt. I recommend that the respondent be found guilty of violating the following rules. 1, 2, 3, 4. I also recommend the respondent be found guilty of violating the following rules regulating these parts: deceptive, inherently misleading advertisement, misconduct, standard for imposing lawyer sanctions. I consider the following standards prior to the recommending discipline: false statements, fraud, misrepresentation. Public reprimand is appropriate when lawyer is negligent, either in determining whether statements or documents are false and taking remedial action when material information is being withheld. Violations of duties owed as a professional. Public reprimand is appropriate when lawyer negligently engages in conduct as a violation of duty owed as a professional and causes injury or potential injury to client, the public, or the legal system. Aggravating factors: multiple offenses. Mitigating factors: absence, and they're saying these are aggravating, where there was multiple offenses. The mitigating factors are the absence of prior disciplinary record, which means that she's got a clean record up until this point. Personal or emotional problems: full and free disclosure to the bar, cooperating attitude towards the proceedings, and experience in the practice of law, saying she's an idiot in the practice of law is what they're saying. Respondent was admitted in 2017. Physical or mental disability or impairment or substance-related disorder, and also shows remorse. So they're saying she showed remorse. She's physically or mentally disability or an impairment, or just could be any number one of those things. Any one of those things. So those are all mitigating factors, which show good. Is what they're saying, that she had remorse and experience with practice law, full and free disclosure to the bar, cooperative attitude towards the proceedings. Now, down here, we go through all of their portions of it. The recommendations is to disciplinary measures be applied. I recommend that the respondent be found guilty of misconduct justifying disciplinary measures, and that, well, it says he, but it's supposed to say she, be disciplined by public reprimand to be administered by publication. Shall attend the Florida bar's advertising workshop within 6 months. Respondent will pay the attendance advertising workshop a 1-year period of probation with the following conditions. Respondent will participate actively in the probation. Respondent will pay the FLA. The bar will respond to compliance with her rehabilitation contract, including non-payment. Now, what they talk about is her prior, it says payment of the bar's disciplinary costs prior to the recommended discipline right here, dated to the bar, prior discipline none. I find the following costs were reasonable. And then it talks a little bit more about the costs. Respondent, his interest statutory rate shall accrue, blah, blah, blah. And that's what their actual finding was in that. It says right here, respondent shall be deemed delinquent and ineligible to practice law if they don't pay those monies. And that happened, that she was admitted in 2017 and she retired after. Right here. This is for the Florida Bar versus Leslie Ann, the Supreme Court of Florida. Court approves the uncontested referee's report and reprimands respondent. Respondent is directed to attend. Judgment is entered in terms and condition, Florida bar, and those are the sums that they have. And that was what she's referring to. And then, of course, she retired. Poignantly. So, another frivolous lawsuit. The Florida bar forced her into permanent retirement. Yes, it's actually worse than being disbarred. Yeah. Sorry, I had to dip out for a few. What am I reading? Oh, I've gone back to the this one right here. The pleading against J-Hip and everybody else. So, J-Hip, Megan Fox, Tug. Of course, it's somebody else named Umbrella Guy. So she's got three umbrella characters. You know, she's got a female umbrella. She's got a male umbrella, the umbrella. She's got Umbrella Guy. I mean, it's like it's so all over the place you can't figure it out. Yeah, exactly. Monty. I don't know why they would go after, why she would be suing Monty. That makes no sense to me. I mean, if you want to sue Monty, go ahead. I mean, that's up to you. These statements were published in a wide audience via the YouTube social media platforms and the What the Hell's Facebook group, including to hundreds of thousands and blah, blah. We already saw all the same thing that she did. It's the same thing. Count 2, invasion of privacy, false light, public disclosure of private facts, public disclosure of private facts. No, it would be public disclosure of public facts, appropriation, intrusion upon seclusion against Hales, Hip, Fox, and others. Oh, yeah. Defendants. Oh, my gosh. Individually and in concert, engaged in a campaign of harassment, humiliation, exploitation of plaintiffs' private life through various social media platforms. Well, if you're putting it online, it's not private anymore. She just made up shit for a payday. There is no payday at the end of all this. False light. Ooh. Defendants published statements, created content placing plaintiff in a false light before the public, including but not limited to accusing plaintiff being knocked up. No, they never did. See, and you've got no place where they've ever said this, ever. They said it would be a shame if she got knocked up by this crazy guy that has a known history of doing that. They were warning you. Be careful. Yeah, she's a genius and a strategist. Yes, she is. How you doing, brother? Defendants knew or acted with reckless disregard as to the falsity of these statements and the false impression they would create about plaintiff. Oh my gosh. But they didn't make those statements, and you have yet to prove that they did. Public disclosure of private facts. Defendants publicize private, non-newsworthy facts about plaintiff, including details of her personal life, marital status, private communications. What is your marital status? I honestly don't know. From what I've seen, and it's not private, that you've filed not once, but twice, maybe 3 times. It's hard to tell. And then refile to try to reopen cases where you're basically accusing your husband of abusing you with children. And then also filed for divorce multiple times. So I'm confused. How is that private? Those are public filings that you made. I mean, it's not hard to figure that crap out. You know, it's there. It's out there in the public. So what's your point? Well, I mean, it's also a point that you've got, you've got people trying to serve you because your home might be foreclosed on, or they're trying to get it foreclosed on, or I don't know. I haven't read the whole thing. So it's all public information. It's out there. People are welcome to look at that. No different than they would be looking at, Megan Fox, but you went and doxed her. She doesn't go out there advertising where she lives. You did, and then started showing pictures of her fucking daughter. What's wrong with these psychos? Filed 3 times in the past 8 months. Exactly. Bingo. It means you are a favorite. Bingo means you are a favorite. Okay. Thank you. The public disclosure of these facts would be highly offensive to a reasonable person and serve no legitimate public concern. How would they be highly offensive to a reasonable person? I mean, if you file something, then it's public. It's public information. It's not private. You are the one that have discussed your personal relationships with people. Your career decisions are your career decisions. Whatever you decide to do, you're the one that's out there in the public eye. You are a public figure. And you've done that on your own. Nobody asked you to create the bully exterminators or the, what is it? The hodunk something or other. I don't know. Cause I think that your stuff is like sort of lame. What do I know? I make lame videos all the damn time. Just saying. Oh my God. Speaking of lame videos, I've got a song. It's one that's a remake, but it will be on the new album whenever it comes out. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm going to have to play it for you guys here in a bit. You'll like it, I think. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. Defendants, without plaintiff's consent, used plaintiff's name and likeness, including altered photographs, depicting her as a clown or with exaggerated features. Well, not as exaggerated as you. I mean, whenever you're doing those kinds of things for their own benefit, including to attract viewers. I don't know. If I started showing pictures of you, I don't think it would attract viewers. I mean, just saying, she needs to be committed somewhere as a sociopath or something. No, I don't think so. That all I hear is but mumbling and moving. Her lips are moving. I don't know. Intrusion upon seclusion. Defendants intentionally intruded upon plaintiff's solitude and private affairs by recruiting followers to create and maintain hate sites. No, that's not. No. I mean, just you just wait. You just wait until you like start wearing like Star Spangled helmets, and then guess how much people will make fun of you. they will mock you endlessly. It'll be great. Including images from her childhood without her permission. Okay. I don't care. I mean, was it from your childhood or whenever you were younger? I mean, there's a big difference. Big difference there. These actions would be highly offensive to reasonable persons, cause plaintiffs severe emotional distress, humiliation, loss of her ability to participate in social media. But you're posting shit on social. You can private all of your social media. You don't have to have it out there, but you just can't help yourself. You gotta be sued process for services. Yeah. Yes. She's sued. Oh, she's suing like multiple process server companies. So that's the funny part about it. These actions would be highly offensive to a reasonable person, cause a plaintiff severe emotional stress, humiliation, loss of her ability to participate in social media and conduct her professional affairs without the harassment. Okay. But what's your profession? I mean, your profession is a what? Oh, you're a paralegal for your husband, huh? Or is it filing bullshit? I don't know. Honey, should I go get Botox or should I go and get file this lawsuit? Honey, please, no more Botox. Okay, I'll file this lawsuit. As a direct and proximate result of defendant's actions, plaintiff has suffered damages, including mental anguish. Well, there was a lot of that going on before anybody else was involved, according to you. Loss of reputation. Well, I think you lost that one in high school. Economic harm and the loss of enjoyment of life. Well, it's sort of like this. If you step in and you start like kicking over, garbage cans and shit starts smelling up the place, start causing problems, start harassing people, start harassment campaigns. What do you think is going to happen? I mean, if you're kicking over shit and it starts smelling like shit and then you complain about it smelling like shit, that's pretty just dumb. Like, stop kicking over shit cans. It's just my thought. Well, she wants defense judgments against defendants for compensatory punitive damages. And now she goes to count 3. Oh, good Lord. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. Oh, my gosh. But nowhere in here does she say when and where. She cannot point to a single place where anybody has done this. And we're only 12 pages in. Accusing plaintiff of creating revenge prawns. Yeah, I've seen Tug's revenge prawn. It is hilarious. A death-barred attorney. Death-barred attorney. When, in fact, a plaintiff merely conducted a neutral interview with a journalist, but it wasn't a neutral interview with a journalist. We all know it wasn't a neutral interview with a journalist because you've been behind doing attacks on the Hales in the background. Yeah. This lawsuit sounds like Muppet Aliens. Pigs in space. Did she actually file this garbage or just showing her rough draft? No, this is what she actually filed. It's filed in the, as you can see right up here at the very top of the page. Where am I at? 12. All right. Right here at the very top. Oh, damn it. Right here at the very top was e-filed on 5/27. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. Defendants published broadcasts repeated false claims about her. Okay, she said this already. So she's like basically throwing shit, like a bunch of it out there, and just the same thing. What did she do? Copy, and paste? Now the cyberstalking, harassment. Plaintiff alleges, blah, blah, blah. Others acting individually engaging in a pattern of willful, malicious, and repeated conduct directed at plaintiff through electronic communications. But how have they repeated conduct? Okay, let me see here. So what? That's not stalking. If people are posting stuff about you on the YouTubes, that's you. Like, where did they get it? See, cyber stalking would be like me, like pulling up like your address or pictures of your kid and throwing those out on the interwebs for everyone to see. That would be cyber stalking. Like, that would be bad. See, that right there would be problemsome. You know, me going out there and pulling up pictures of you and, posting those heads on like somebody's body and then making it appear that they're going down on somebody else. That would be, revenge prawn, cyber stalking, harassment. Those kinds of things, that you sort of like published out on your YouTube channel. And they still continue to do it. You might want to tell them to stop because they're bringing you in on it every time they do that. I see why she got in trouble as a lawyer and had to retire, because she has no idea what the F she's talking about. That's very true. Crap she's talking about. As a disbarred attorney, as a creator of revenge prom, but they've never done that. defended, created, maintained, encouraged the creation of online hate sites. No, they just pointed out that they thought it was funny. Most of the stuff I had no idea about. And it's the same repeated thing. So she basically takes every single one of these and says that basically the same thing. Yeah, that one's the same thing. Was that defendant's collective goal was to harm plaintiff's reputation, cause her emotional distress, drive from social media, interfere with her professional relationships, and by defendant's hails public drain and ruin his target. So, okay, she just repeated every single thing that she said in the last one. Okay. Creation of hate sites. Intentional and justified. Okay. Same thing. Okay. I'm looking at seeing if there's anything different. She keeps talking about this Facebook group. Nobody cares about a Facebook group. So you needed 44 pages to do this? Portjala Inn. I'll be jamming for some Portjalan. I'll be jamming Portjalan. I'm just trying to figure out what Portjalan is. We be jamming Portjalan. Speaking of, I do have a. Yeah, it is. It looks like it's all copy paste. I mean, it basically looks like the same thing over and over again. But let me see if I've got that, because that would be awesome. Let's see if I can play this here. I'll have to switch screens to make it work, but give me a second. I'll play something really cool for you. No, it's not there. Where is it? Oh yeah, I know where it is. Hold on. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna have a good time with this one. Portjalan. It's in my audio, I believe. Is that right? Is it in audio? I think it is. Yeah, let me see if that's where it is. Open this one in tab, albums, and that one. And where is it? No, that's not it. That's Greenbacks and Griff Tracks. I'm looking for the new one. Wait until you see the one that I'm working on. Oh, it's going to be great. It's like the whole album is glorious. I haven't created that there. Let me see. It's going to be there and in the videos. And most of them I have the music videos for, and I need to create a new one for this because it's going to be a remake and I want to incorporate some new stuff to it. Just wait until you hear it. It is. Oh, and wait until you see the name of the album. Oh, it's going to be awesome. Let me see. It is. I think this is the one. Is that the remake? No, where is the remake? Doggone it. Is this it? Let me double check, make sure. I have to play it first. Nope, that's not it. Doggone it. Where did it go? I've got to find it now because it's so good. It is a total remake, and I thought I had it in here. No. Oh yeah. Yeah, here it is. Is that it? No. Is this it? That's not it. Doggone it. I lost it. I know I have it. That's so bad. Where did it go? Maybe I put it somewhere else. Is it in here? No. Man, now I'm aggravated because I have a whole new album and it's good. Oh. Now I'm upset. It is such a good one. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why it's not in there. Huh. It got moved. I'll have to show it later. I'll have to show it later. Can't show it now. Now I'm like left out. I just completely lost it. This is what happens whenever you get so excited about something and then you can't find it. Oh, what I'll do is I'll play you a quick break. I'm going to take just a quick break, and I'm gonna see if I can find this thing for you. So in the meantime, enjoy a little bit of fun stuff here. Let me see if I've got the good one. Do I have a good one here for you? Yeah, I got a good one for you. I'll play this one because it's awesome. It's awesome, man. Oh, I know you're saying why are you so silly? There we go.
Sandy shores, get a tan, Rambo the orangutan. Driving a golf cart, oh man, Rambo is half crazy, yes he can. Well, that SOB's a sight to effing see. Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Whoa, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an effing blast. Shizzy on the dunes, coffee in hand. Rambo is a loon, and Shizzy is, well, that is too dirty to say here. Shizzy on the dune, coffee in hand. Rambo is a loon, and Shizzy is, that is too dirty to say here. Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having a blast. Otters in the surf, hummingbirds in the sky. Rambo stomps the horn and spits Shizzy's eyes. Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having a blast. Oh, Rambo's rolling. Rambo takes a turn, driving to the way. Otters wave their paws. Rambo, not sure but if you can understand, probably wasn't nice. Rambo takes a turn, driving to the way. Otters wave their paws. Tell him Rambo, not sure but if you could understand, probably wasn't nice. Oh, Rambo's rolling, as the sun he's free at last. While Shizzy has his coffee, these two are having an blast. So here's the Rambo, otters and hummingbird by the edge of the ocean. And Shizzy, well, he might just be there too. Well, here's to Rambo, otters and hummingbirds by the edge of the ocean. And Shizzy, well, he might be there too.
Oh yeah, there we go. And also, we've got to play this for you right here.
Welcome to the shit show.
Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery, 'cause everybody's such a see and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. And letters coming. Yes, it is.
Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid predicaments, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. all over again.
Hey, Wanda, good to see you. And welcome, new member. Yes, it is glorious day. It's the beginning of a new month, and we are going to have a little bit of fun. I want to play one of the new songs off the new track off the new album, and this is going to be good. You're going to love this. You're going to love this. Enjoy this one.
I was gonna fight my case real good, but then he got high. Hired a lawyer I thought I could trust, but then he got high. Now I'm stuck pro se, crying on Zoom while he's hitting the blunt in his living room. My whole defense went kaboom because he got high. I was gonna clear my name, you see, but then Bubbles got stoned. Said he'd stand up strong for me, but then Bubbles got stoned. Now I'm sitting here broke, no plan, no clue. Court's on the line saying, where the hell are you? My lawyer's lit, but I'm getting sued because he got high. Because he got high, because he got fried, left me hanging dry. Could've had a lawyer who gave a damn who tried, but instead I got beep, 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 puffin' skunk and shake. Yeah, I'm watching my life and break because he got high. I was gonna call a real attorney, but BB was cheap. Thought a discount deal would save my ass, but the cost was steep. Cause now I'm stranded while he smokes away. Judge saying, ma'am, your lawyer's MIA. BBB's busy getting baked all day because he got high. Man, I asked this dude for help. Said he'd be my counsel. Said he'd stand tall, fight hard. Nah, my fool showed up with devil's lettuce and a scheme. Didn't pick a jury, didn't show for trial, but he sure showed up to light that joint. He said he could settle this case, but he couldn't quit chasing the taste. Swore he'd stand tall, but he dropped like a stone. Played it all off like he meant it full blown. Now I'm stuck here watching hope slip away. Pro say, pro cry, losing ground every day. BBB couldn't go half a day because he got high. Because he got high, because he's that guy. Watching my chance die. Could've touched the law books, but he touched the sky. Blew my whole defense while he got high. Now I'm wondering why. Because he got high. I thought the hate group had my back, but they sold me out. Puff, puff, pass, now it's my ass, but now there's no doubt. They pushed the scam, they hopped the lie, cheered them on while my case went bye-bye. All I got left is to ask myself why we got high. Could've walked away, could've stayed clean, could've lived my life outside this scene. But I bought the hate, bought the scam, bought the spin. Now I'm sitting here broke while Bruce grins because he got high. And I got screwed, and my anxiety is over the roof.
No, not me. That wouldn't be me at all. I love that song. It was so good that I had to make a second one of it because it was so damn good. But you know what else is really good? Oh, yes. You've been waiting for it. You've been waiting for it. And I'm going to give it to you. Every single inch of it. It's coming. Give me a second. You can love it.
It is about time. brother down. With Shizzy, Wiz, Nut.
An open letter to Legally Lips. A tantrum in 12 counts. The lawsuit no one asked for. Dear Lips, let me get this straight. You launched a 12-count crybaby cannonball into the Orange County courthouse because the internet didn't roll over and say, "Thank you, ma'am. May I have another? It's gonna hurt." After you strutted into the anti-what-the-hell circus, clowned around with paint chip and the rest of the discount barred exam dropouts, and then decided you were being unfairly portrayed. You say you're not a YouTuber. You just happen to have a YouTube channel. You just happen to go on live streams, and you just happen to file a lawsuit naming YouTubers and citing YouTube videos and thumbnails as evidence. That's like saying you're not a chef while holding a spatula, a cutting board, and a flaming skillet full of overcooked bullshit. Sis, you're one ring light away from launching a makeup line called Defame Me Daddy. I'm just a helper. I'm not a lawyer. You claim this is just assisting your husband with legal research and definitely not practicing law, except this filing was drafted in full legal paralegal cosplay, complete with citations, a 12-count shotgun blast of duplicative claims, and enough legalese to suggest someone's either violating ethics rules again or paying for ghostwriting by someone with the emotional range of a tax form. You really went and said under oath that you're just helping your husband and doing some legal research. You're a retired attorney, remember? Emphasis on retired in lieu of disbarment, a detail you buried under piles of wounded peacocking. Now suddenly you're filing a 51-page lawsuit with structured counts, cause of action headers, and procedural case law terminology. Funny, because back in your Supreme Court pleadings, you swore up and down that you were being discriminated against under ADA provisions. In between trying to suspend the bar's prosecution of you for, wait for it, failing to show up to your own hearings, misrepresenting facts and blowing deadlines like confetti at a New Year's Eve party. And about that state bar affidavit, papers saying you weren't technically disbarred isn't the flex you think it is. It just confirms that everybody else knows you saw disbarment coming like a freight train and bailed before the flames hit. You're not fooling anyone. You didn't retire. You fled like a little bitch. But hey, let's slap some fresh lip gloss on this pig and call it an invasion of privacy, right? I only did interviews for acquaintances. Ma'am, you've got more YouTube appearances than most mid-tier influencers. You went on a live stream with Paint Chip and Volpe and, the Wayne and Gacy of failed grifter PR, and then told the court you were neutral while interviewing people being sued, all while soliciting your own lawsuit behind the scenes. Well, you don't get to play Curious George while secretly filing under giant fat-ass Karen. I'm being mocked and bullied and cartoonified. You're not being sued because you're a helpless grandma with a camera. You're being sued because you entered the ring swinging with your own narrative, your own stream appearances, your own emails and mutual acquaintances that you then turned around and filed under privilege. Now that people are critiquing you, that's suddenly stalking? This isn't a lawsuit. It's a feelings journal with a docket number. You're not being stalked. You're being observed, and the difference does matter. You broadcast your grievances, inserted yourself into legal conflicts, started giving interviews, reached out to the press, posted your own email threats to public figures, and then cried privacy when you didn't like the attention. Sweet cheeks, that's not harassment, that's cause and effect. You jumped into a public dispute like a cannonball, and now you're mad everyone noticed the splash. They made me into a meme. You included in your complaint that someone turned your face into a clown meme and that childhood photos were posted. Let's skip over the tragic irony of filing that in a public record and ask the real question. Who isn't mocking you at this point? Here, you've been calling Jeremy Hales a menace while hanging out with Paint Chip, a convicted fraudster who thinks the First Amendment is a license to sexually harass everyone in his inbox, and you still claim innocence. Here's a reality check for you, little sister. When you sent cease and desist letters to Megan Fox for reporting on your behavior, then emailed a group of known grifter activists, blind CCing is, the half-wits of anti-Hales roster like it was a potluck for bad ideas. That's not someone fearing for their safety. That's someone laying the groundwork for performative litigation, all the while simultaneously naming her in a lawsuit. You're not the victim here. You're just another attention seeker who tripped over their own ego, filed a complaint on the way down, and decided to call it justice. Well, you don't get to redefine public discourse as cyberstalking just because you didn't like being quoted, memed, or rebutted. The First Amendment doesn't have a carve-out for bruised egos, and courts don't exist to protect your YouTube reputation from well-earned ridicule. This lawsuit is performative. Well, yet somehow you filed it in Florida state court with multiple counts of federal-sounding nonsense, cyberstalking and revenge porn satire, and defendants scattered across the country like a bad podcast tour. And you did it while your husband, who we assume passed the bar exam without a proctor, signed his name at the bottom of a complaint that reads like a reality show script written by someone who just discovered ChatGPT. What's worse is you filed this very complaint after emailing your little coalition of fringe legal kooks, Bubbles, Paint Chip, Fleas, bragging about your planned revenge tour and future filings. You didn't just threaten legal action, you choreographed it. Let's talk about how you somehow managed to misgender half the defendant list while swearing up and down that you're the one suffering from defamatory false portrayals. You filed 12 count magnum opus of narcissistic outrage, and in the process called every last person in the suit umbrella guy, hip, even Jeremy freaking Hales a woman. Let me say that again slowly for the court reporter. You, Leslie Federigos Esquire, retired but still LARPing, just identified a roster of men as she and her throughout your complaint. You didn't do it once, you did it repeatedly. Like you were filing out the cast list for The View Extended Universe. Now, I don't know if this was a typo, a deep psychological projection, or your subconscious way of admitting that your lawsuit was written by someone whose misunderstanding of gender grammar comes from a broken Mad Lib set, but I do know this: you can't spend 48 pages crying that people misrepresented you, then turn around and do the exact same thing to everyone else. Are you trying to make the judge ask, who's Umbrella Gal, and why does she sound like a character from RuPaul's Drag Race Civil Litigation Edition? You're so busy sobbing into the e-filing portal about defamation, yet you can't even be bothered to get basic pronouns right for people you're suing? What the fuck is wrong with you? And you're filing this under the name of your husband's firm, a slip and fall lawyer, mind you, who I imagine read this and muttered, honey, why is everyone in this lawsuit suddenly rocking heels in a handbag? You're demanding damages for false portrayals while simultaneously referring to Jay, Hip, and Tug like they're members of the Real Housewives of YouTube. Well, that's not litigation, that's projection in Comic Sans. And if you're going to paint yourself as a poor, helpless, stalked victim of the big bad internet, trademark, at least spell your villains correctly. This is basic stuff, Lips, like which bathroom do they use? Level, basic. If you can't even gender right in the legal complaint, what hope do you have of convincing a court that you were actually accurately portrayed? You know what this reads like. Like you found an old defamation template from your paralegal days, clicked replace all on he/him, and forgot you were dealing with people who have actual chins, beards, and deep voices. It's like watching someone demand emotional damages while firing a glitter cannon loaded with unforced errors and basic grammatical violence. Is this what civil estate law teaches? Misgendering your opponents while whining about being misrepresented? Then congratulations, you just redefined self-own. But go ahead, keep pretending this is about justice. Maybe next time, double check your pronouns before demanding 6 figures and an injunction from a judge who probably had to stop reading to rub his temples and mutter, wait, Tug's a woman now? You sued the umbrella guy, but you couldn't even be bothered to get his name right. Instead, you went after Monty. I hope he gets the memo. You called him John Doe, aka the umbrella guy, an individual believed to reside in Florida, and then, just to twist the clown knife a little deeper into your credibility, proceeded to refer to him as she for the rest of your complaint. Ma'am, you're not even trying. This isn't just a failure of due diligence. This is the legal equivalent of writing Dear Abby and addressing it to Judge Judy. You sued someone whose entire brand is built around having a literal umbrella for a face, and you still managed to misidentify him like you were squinting at a Rorschach test made out of Twitter avatars. I'll be sure to let Monty know. He would love to get in here to taunt your face. How did you mess this up? Tug's voice is deeper than your understanding of the First Amendment, and he's been around for years, covering high-profile trials, lawsuits, and exactly the kind of legal, illiterate nonsense you just served up to the clerk's office with an extra shot of delusion. And Monty will be very disappointed. You didn't research, you didn't verify, you didn't even fucking Google it. You just dragged him into a lawsuit as a Jane Doe with a male alias and then used she, her pronouns like you were casting him in a reboot of Sex and the City, YouTube edition. And yet, you are the one crying about defamation. You are the one demanding punitive damages for misrepresentation. Do you realize that calling someone by the wrong name, the wrong gender, and the wrong residency kind of undermines your entire I'm the credible one routine, right? Or did you think that if you just vaguely gestured in the direction of a large following in the word umbrella, the court wouldn't fill in the rest? I don't know who's doing your legal drafting, but maybe it's you. Maybe it's your husband between slip and fall settlements. Maybe it's a haunted typewriter you found in the back of a Ross. But here's a pro tip. If you can't name your defendant correctly, you don't get to pretend this is about accountability. You don't get to play the wounded little bird card when you can't even do the bare minimum to spell the hunter's name. And while you're at it, calling Tug a woman, calling Hip a woman, calling Jeremy a woman, is this your idea of feminist uprising or just one really lazy copy-paste mistake from a complaint you filed in your head before reality slapped it into Pacer? Now, this wasn't a filing, Leslie. This was a fever dream in a paragraph form, a Mad Libs of self-pity and misidentification where you accidentally doxed your own credibility one her at a time. And final thoughts here is just sit down, Libs. This isn't about defamation. It's about you trying to weaponize the court system to shut people up after you dove headfirst into a fight that you thought you could control. You thought you were playing both sides. You filmed the damage, cried on stream, and then sued everyone who didn't roll out a red carpet. But now the spotlight on you, sweet cheeks. And it turns out your makeup's melting. So here's the part you didn't plan for. Discovery. And it's going to come faster than a cease and desist when it's from someone who doesn't understand public figures, the First Amendment, or the Streisand effect. You want silence? Well, start with yourself. See you in court, counselor. Bring a mirror. Shizzy Wiznut. Still wearing Velcro shoes, still riding the short bus, still not dumb enough to think this dumpster fire of a lawsuit is going any fucking where, anytime soon. I love you, but not that much.
Time. Let's break this mother down. Whiz, nut.
It's Mom. Let me get to those two that you guys threw in there. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. And we have a new member right here. It's Cajun Bayou Queen.
Welcome to the shit show.
every single day. A new flavor of fuckery, 'cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of twats.
Monday,
Tuesday,
Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant,
boulder, dash, poppycock, pull-ups, and fuckery. All over again. Oh yeah, little one right there. Brave art, awesome, awesome. And then of course, the wonderful Welsh lady reads. Oh yes, the voice of Southern Scotland. I love it. I love you, Welsh lady. You're a sweetheart. Here we go. This is for you.
welcome to
Oh
the
yes,
shit show.
14 months.
Every
This
single
lovely lady
day.
has been here,
A new
thick
flavor
and thin,
of fuckery,
and in no
'cause
clothes, and in
everybody
clothes.
sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag
Love you,
of
Welsh
twats.
lady.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, boulder, dash, poppycock, bollocks, and fuckery. Yeah, all over again.
Oh yes. Yes. So much. And of course, there is more to all of these filings, and I will be going through those. But we're at the halfway point. Well, a little bit more than the halfway point, because the rest of them just seem to be a bunch of, thumbnail kind of things. Nothing spectacular about it. It's don't ask what's in the haggis. Yama, that's funny. Love you too, Poppycock. That's what I should start calling myself instead of Papa Nut. Start calling myself Poppycock. Whatever you do not eat the haggis. Haggis is good. Mm-hmm. I've had plenty of haggis. Yeah. It's between the lips and Laura Owens who got slammed tomorrow. Jeez. Oh, he will sue you. Why would Monty's the one being sued. He's the umbrella guy, Gwyneth. Don't you know that? Don't you know that he is the one? He is the umbrella guy. See, I was thinking it was Tug, but apparently it's not. It's the umbrella guy. And you have to remember that Monty is the umbrella guy. I'm just saying. I'm giving him his kudos. Oatmeal ruins the whole haggis. Replace it with rice and it's perfect. Shizzy, yeah. No, he's the umbrella guy. There's the umbrella man, which is different. Is he Gwyneth? He's the umbrella man. Oh, I love it. You guys, man, I'm telling you. Ah. Are you sure? I don't know. No, I honestly don't know for sure. I could be wrong. Monty's been around a long time. He's fun. Oh, he is fun. He is definitely fun. I will give him that. And no, I will not be reaching out to Monty. If somebody told Monty that he was being sued, he'd probably be like, "What do you mean? I'll take care of this. Get my name right." I love the fucker, but hey now. You guys are awesome. Sure, Sir Poppycock McNutt. You guys are awesome. I just got a crown. What does it mean? I don't know. What does it mean, Monica? It means you've been here? You got a crown. She sounds like she copied and pasted the federal court case that Jeremy filed against Lynette, and she didn't replace the sheets. But she's not the one that filed this. That's the thing. This was her husband that filed this. Just saying. He's the one that signed off on it. We should change all our names to that umbrella girl, man, cat, etc. That umbrella kitten. Umbrella kitten volunteer. That would be hilarious. Oh God, could you imagine if everybody changed it? It'd be Umbrella Razilla's Realm, Umbrella Kate D. Light, Umbrella Monica Kelly, Umbrella Biker. Like, which umbrella are you talking about? It looks like an Antifa party here. Oh, you got a question. Does Ella Little Piece new lawyer have to wait the 14 days to? No. It actually, as soon as she has an attorney, he has to file a notice of appearance. If he doesn't file a notice of appearance, then he's not an attorney for her. So that's the way that attorneys operate. If she has an attorney, they file a notice of appearance, and then the case moves forward. If he waits the full 14 days to file, and if he files late, the case moves on. If he actually files ahead of time and files in a timely manner, if he doesn't wait, and says, okay, let me go ahead and file, most likely the judge would grant some sort of extension. But if he files at the last minute, most likely the judge won't grant him any extension, and the case will move on. And then he has to play catch up. Just saying. I mean, if I were a judge, that's how I would act. I would say, no, you had your opportunity to get a judge. Umbrella mentholated penny hamster. That's a good one. Her filing reminds me of galloping knob rod. But it's not her filing, it's her husband's. Come on. He's so special. He filed this, he signed off on it. It's not Tom, it's Doug. I love it. I love you guys. You guys make me laugh so much. No, he does. He should file all automatically is what he should do. Do you really think that they're going to get a lawyer? Hey, I hope that they do. I really do, because here's the thing that would be impressive if they got a lawyer, and I say this in all seriousness. That means that they could move forward, and you wouldn't see, if they get a competent lawyer, a good lawyer, you won't see crazy shit being filed. What you'll see is something akin to David Helms's attorney. Okay. I know that everybody's laughing because it was fun. It was funny, my filing. But in all honesty, David Helms's attorney, what he filed for the anti-SLAPP was pretty damn well written. I mean, whether you agree with it or not doesn't matter. What matters is that was a damn good filing. And I say that in all seriousness, that is how proper court filings, like serious attorneys file motions like that. And they're very easy to read. They're not filled with a bunch of hoopla and garbage. But they hit all the points. They cite the case law, and in you compare Helms's attorney's filing, compare that to anything that Bubbles filed. Okay. Because Bubbles starts throwing a whole bunch of accusations, a whole bunch of other crap out there. Whereas Helms's attorney files a legal document, a motion. He's not trying to make a case. He is, but he's not adding all this excess garbage to it. And so that kind of filing, you hear Gingrich is available. That's hey, could be, but I don't think he can practice in the state of Florida. I think he practices in Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. Jim Girl, everybody but Stupid Dave and Bone Crusher, everyone else has been served. Actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Stupid Dave, there was a filing on that. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there was a filing on that saying that he was attempting to avoid service, and then they were asking for a motion on that. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I think I saw something like that. I don't know. It's hard for me to remember things like that, or that might have been something that we've been working on. Like personally, I've been working on getting somebody served and they were avoiding service, something like that. But yeah, nothing on Stupid Dave. Well, but if he is trying to avoid service, the person that's serving him can file. They can file that they've attempted service. And then they go about other ways of perfecting service. Just because someone's avoiding service doesn't mean that they can get out of not being served. It was for Lisa. Oh yeah, I know the one for Lisa. That one was filed, but I thought there was something with Stupid Dave. I could be wrong. Yeah. And of course, the rest will be coming along soon. I mean, that won't stop anything from happening, because you have to understand the attorney that's representing her is for the federal case 1. Okay. That makes sense. How can her social media rep be ruined when she had 7 followers before this? Because that's not the only place that she has a social media presence. Okay. That's not the only place. She has multiple YouTube channels that she runs. So that could ruin her reputation. She has multiple YouTube channels, probably has some stuff that she does on TikTok and crap like that. I don't know. I see that would be cyberstalking if I knew all of her social media contacts. 56K into Felice's purse, of course. But that's the thing. Nothing can be filed in this until she has 14 days from what was it, last Thursday? So not next week, but the following week, she'll have to either have an attorney or the judge is moving it forward. That's in Fed Case 1. Fed Case 2, it doesn't matter if she has an attorney or not. That one's just going to move forward. It's just going to move forward. Simple as that. Yeah, so that's what it is. I hear the other 9 subs are pissed. Well, they might be. A $6,000 retainer is just to start. What happens when they don't pay? Will the lawyer be allowed to draw? How does non-payment figure in? Well, the way that so here's the thing. Whenever you have a retainer, that's usually a certain portion to get the case started. And then what'll happen is they can put her on a payment plan. And the way that would happen is she would have to pay a certain amount every month. That's usually whenever you have like a proper attorney, what they'll do is they will require a retainer. And then you will have to constantly pay them every month until the case is resolved, until those attorney's fees are paid. So in that attorney's case, for example, if say, for example, he ends up billing, because usually a case something like this could easily run, if you do everything proper and you don't have a bunch of delays and a bunch of like bullshit being filed, like garbage being filed, and it's moving forward like most cases would. A case like this usually will take about a year. And an attorney usually has multiple cases that they'll be working on. They don't work just exclusively on one case. So he might spend initially, to start out, he might spend 2 hours, reviewing what what's been filed. If it isn't a whole bunch of garbage, which we know there's a whole bunch of garbage there. But he may look at the original complaint. If there's any amended complaints, he may look at what current counts are being claimed against her. He'll pull all that stuff in. He'll review all of that information. He'll see what the arguments are, see if there's anything that he can file to like get certain portions of that quashed. And then what he'll do is he'll come back and he'll, say for example, it takes him X amount of hours and he's charging, I don't know, just I'm using this as a guesstimate, anywhere between, $200 an hour and $350 or $400 an hour, hell, up to $700, something like that. So he's using this portion of money, and what he does is he tracks his time and he bills it to that particular case. Maybe he takes a phone call, he calls Lynette, ends up talking to her for an hour, he bills out an hour for that, and he does this throughout the case. Now, whenever that retainer is depleted, he's going to require that she start paying him money, and that's doesn't matter if the case is going to be won or lost. That doesn't matter. That automatically starts getting charged to her. Now, if he wins the case and he wins a judgment, then he can ask for attorney's fees. And I'm just using this example. Say she wins, $20 in this federal case. Say she wins $20 in this federal case, and the judge says, he won, she won, John, well, just her, because John's going to have his own attorney to file stuff. And if he tries to piggyback off of it, he might get in trouble for it, because then he would have to explain each part of that. So her using this attorney, he files everything. At the end of the case, the judge will say, okay, you won $20 and attorney's fees. And then, so what would have to happen is he shows what his bills were for that entire time. If it cost him $30,000 in attorney's fees because it lasted 2 or 3 years because it was drug out, then what would happen is Jeremy would have to pay his attorney's fees, and then you have to pay the $20 to Lynette. So that's how that works, if that makes any sense. And $2 for the Yamaha. Well, it's actually a 2 spot for Yamaha, but we got you anyway right there. And this thing will be showing up to Dollywood. I'm telling you. Didn't know Shizzy was getting a Yamaha. It would be nice, wouldn't it? It would be nice to have a Yamaha. And he won't give it to me. It goes into my Mo payments for shitting on his porch. That's right. I told you, you're not supposed to light those things up and set them on my porch. That was my wife's foot last time. She was so disappointed. She thought it would be mine, not yours. Didn't know Shizzy was getting, oh, yeah, that's how it goes. I love it. Yeah, blue bucket John better watch for those cars and buses, because he's getting ready to be tossed under all of them. Well, not only that, you're going to see a lot of the people that are in this whole ecosystem start throwing each other under the bus at some point. And from what I understand, now I can't verify this, but what Tug was saying is that, and I watched a little bit of Tug's last night, which was really good. I didn't watch it last night. I watched it while I was working today. I had a bunch of yard work that needed to be done, so I put Tug on and was listening to him. Was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday. And oh my gosh, that's going to be interesting, because it sounds like, from what I understand, is the mole is about to be exposed. The mole is about to be exposed. They're going to expose the mole, and that mole might have information on all of this. And then you'll see what exactly is going to be happening. Hey, Georgie, how you doing? Good to see you. Georgie says, hey, Shizzy, what's up? Well, I don't know about them self-destructing, but I know that whenever that mole comes out and starts showing what exactly has been going on in the background, that is going to be really interesting. That is going to be really interesting. I'm wondering what happens to the whole ecosystem whenever the mole starts showing all of those documents. What happens to the ecosystem? Where do you think that grift starts going? That little group is going to go crazy. Georgie's life unfiltered. She says, it's because I love the Papa Nut. He gets me all squirmy inside. And when I get squirmy inside, I throw $2 super chats. Thank you, Georgie. I appreciate you. I got a little something for you though, Georgie. Dog will hunt. Oh yeah. That's for you, Georgie. Appreciate you. Yes, indeed. Can't wait for that karma. Yeah, that's going to be a really interesting one to see. From what I understood, the mole is going live with them on Sunday night. That's going to be really interesting, isn't it now? The mole is going to bring it out on Sunday night. Is that right? But I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know. I don't know if that's what's going to happen. They need more than an hour in that case. Well, I guess we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see what all happens. I wouldn't expose the mole yet. Too much more will happen. KD, I won't be doing that. Oh gosh, please, Victoria. Guesses who the mole is? No. I have no idea. I would not try to guess. I mean, sure, any one of them could easily be the mole, any one of them. And it could be somebody that you don't even expect. Hell, it could be any one of them. It could be Patty Plummer for all you know. Hell, it could be John Cook. Watched a little bit of Bone Crusher tonight. He was boring, so I switched to watching Soft Sits getting their windows busted. Yeah, those are always fun. Watching the Soft Sits lose their shit. It's a blast. Oh, but it is that time. It is that time that I must head out of here and get myself a little bit of sleep, get a little rest, and prepare for tomorrow. I think if I've got everything set up right, I'm not sure if I do or not. I don't think I do. I'm not sure. I thought I may have a stream tomorrow night. I haven't really thought about it because I'm going to damn Dollywood in just a few days. I will be in Dollywood this time next week. I'm probably will still be in Dollywood. Maybe I'll be headed back. I don't know. We will find out though. But everybody have a good night. And you know, if you haven't hit that thumbs up, like the stream, or even hit the thumbs down, dislike the stream. It feels good either which way. I love you guys. Have a good one. See you guys soon. Peace.
Oh, you thought I was done, bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free, it's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut,
call me the GOAT. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute. But here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny. So grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy, daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, Shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy. Send in your bread, I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy, daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're relevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm read in your brain and you don't know how. Papa Nut, Shizzy, daddy, let's at the bar. I'm the constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burned out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy daddy's forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's. Agenda will see me tomorrow, same obsession, same